You're doing everything right. You're saving, you're being careful, you're saying no to things you probably want, and yet you open your bank account and you still feel broke. What is going on? Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Feeling broke and actually being broke are two completely different things. And if you've been doing the right things financially, there's a very good chance you are building real wealth right now. You just can't see it yet. Today, we're going over 8 signs that prove you're actually on the right track, even when your emotions are telling you otherwise. Stay until the end, because the last sign is the one most people completely miss, and it might be the most important shift of all. Sign number 1. Your spending gap is growing, not shrinking. Here's a dead simple test. Take what you earn every month and subtract what you actually spend. Is that number positive? Is it getting bigger over time, even slowly? That gap is your financial power. It's not glamorous. It doesn't make for a good Instagram post. But that margin between your income and your expenses is the engine behind every bit of wealth you will ever build. The people who feel richest on the surface are often the ones spending every dollar they make, sometimes more. The person quietly getting ahead is the one whose lifestyle hasn't inflated just because their paycheck did. If your gap is growing, you are winning, even when it doesn't feel that way. Sign number 2. You think in years, not weekends. Quick wins feel amazing. A bonus, a tax refund, a hot investment tip from a guy at a party. But if you've stopped chasing those and started thinking about what your money looks like in 10 or 20 years, something important has changed in your brain. Compound growth doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about consistency. Every month you contribute to your future, regardless of what the market is doing, regardless of how you feel, you're doing what the vast majority of people will never discipline themselves to do. That boring, repetitive, emotionless investing habit is genuinely one of the most powerful financial moves available to any ordinary person. If you're already doing it, you're ahead. Sign number 3. You have a financial cushion and you don't brag about it. You're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. When something unexpected hits, a car repair, a medical bill, a broken appliance, you feel inconvenienced, not destroyed. That is a massive shift. Most people only understand the value of an emergency fund after they desperately needed one and didn't have it. But you built yours ahead of time. Having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved puts you ahead of the majority of households in this country. You don't wear it on your sleeve, you don't talk about it at dinner. But quietly, you've created a layer of financial armor that gives you options when life gets unpredictable. Sign number 4. Your income went up, but your lifestyle stayed the same. This one is subtle and incredibly powerful. You got a raise, maybe you got a promotion, or took on a side income. And your first instinct wasn't to upgrade your apartment or buy a new car. It was to increase how much you're putting away. That resistance to lifestyle inflation is genuinely rare. Most people experience the opposite. Every income increase gets eaten up by a bigger house, newer clothes, more dining out. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your money, but if you're consistently choosing investment over upgrade, you are compounding your wealth at a rate that will feel like a landslide 10 years from now. Sign number 5. Other people's money moves stopped affecting yours. You see a coworker pull up in a new truck. You see friends posting vacation photos from somewhere expensive. And instead of feeling the pull to keep up, you feel nothing. Maybe even a quiet confidence in your own direction. That immunity to comparison is worth more than most financial strategies. Comparison-driven spending is one of the biggest invisible drains on personal finances. When you've disconnected from it, you've freed yourself from one of the most psychologically manipulative forces in modern consumer culture. You're building according to your own plan, your own timeline, your own values. That's not boring. That's power. Now, right here in the middle of this video, I want to pause and be direct with you. If these signs are resonating, if you know you're doing the right things, but you feel like you need a clearer path and a real system to accelerate where you're going, check out the Wealth Accelerator Academy. It's a group coaching program and course built specifically to help people like you close the gap between where you are and genuine financial freedom. The link is in the description below. Seriously worth a look. Now, back to the signs. Sign number 6. Money has stopped dominating your mental bandwidth. When finances are a constant source of stress, money takes up enormous mental space. You're doing math in your head at the grocery store. You're lying awake thinking about bills. Every conversation somehow circles back to financial anxiety. But here's what happens as you build real financial stability. The noise quiets down. Not because you stop caring, but because you've built systems that handle things automatically. Savings transfers happen without you thinking about it. Bills get paid, your investments are growing on their own. Your mental energy gets freed up for the things that actually matter. That shift from financial survival mode to financial autopilot is a deeply underrated sign that you've leveled up significantly. Sign number 7. You've started placing a higher value on your time than on things. When you were struggling financially, time was the thing you traded to make money. You clocked in, you hustled, you picked up extra shifts. But something changes when your financial foundation solidifies. You start realizing that time is the real currency. You start making choices that buy back your hours. You pay for convenience sometimes because your time has more value than the dollars you'd save doing it yourself. You start saying no to commitments that drain you. Your calendar has breathing room. You protect your weekends. That's not laziness. That's what financial progress actually looks like in real life. Real wealth isn't just a number in an account. It's waking up without the weight of urgency pressing down on you every single day. Sign number 8. You've stopped making excuses and taken full ownership. This is the biggest one. When finances are hard, it's tempting to blame everything outside yourself. The economy, your salary, your student loans, the cost of living in your city. And look, some of those things are genuinely difficult. They're real obstacles. But the moment you stop using obstacles as excuses and start treating them as constraints to work around, everything changes. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop telling yourself you'll start investing when things settle down. You start making intentional choices with whatever you have right now. That ownership mindset is what separates people who eventually build wealth from people who stay stuck with a long list of reasons why it's not their fault. So there you have it. 8 signs you're actually building wealth even when it feels like you're running in place. The path to financial freedom is mostly invisible from the outside. It looks like discipline. It looks like patience. It sometimes looks like nothing is happening at all. But underneath the surface, those consistent choices are stacking up in ways that will eventually become undeniable. And if you want to take everything you've learned here and actually build a structured, accelerated path to financial freedom, the Wealth Accelerator Academy was designed exactly for that moment. It's not just information, it's a coaching system with a community and a roadmap. You'll find the link in the description, and I genuinely think it could be one of the most important clicks you make this year. One more thing before you go. If this video gave you a new way to look at your own financial progress, I'd really love for you to subscribe. I make content specifically about the psychology and strategy behind building real wealth. Not the flashy stuff, the actual unsexy habits that work. You've already seen the kind of value I put into these videos. Subscribing means you won't miss what comes next. Now go back and count how many of those 8 signs apply to you. Because I'm willing to bet the number is higher than you expected. Your future self is already being built. Don't stop now. Let's get to work and let's get wealthy.